This is the 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ. Is this how all Escalades should look? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're back at Cadillac. We're going to take a look at the Sport 1 version of the Escalade IQ and go over the particulars. And I'm very curious to receive your feedback as to whether or not you think that the features that we have as far as the exterior and the interior should be on all Escalades, whether it's an EV or not. That is the important question to answer here. If you want to know more about this particular model or anything else they have in inventory at the dealership, check out the link down in the description of the video. As we start looking here at the front end, everything here is illuminated. Kind of hard to see it here in the showroom, but obviously you're going to have your LED headlights and your LED daytime running lights. Got that nice effect right here. I like the way that looks and the way that's designed. Your turn signal indicators, normally I would tell you when you see that somewhat flickering effect right there that it's not really happening. It has to do with my camera. In this case, it actually is happening. The way it's in motion, animated, I like that. And you'll notice that everything here is animated, or excuse me, illuminated. And that's going to be one of the selling points, I think, that can be very powerful in the future with other models, whether you go EV or not. You're going to have a little bit of an air intake right here to help keep that battery cool. And obviously we're going to have a bunch of safety features on and around the vehicle. Overall, a very aggressive look. You're going to have all-wheel drive and four-wheel steering, which for a fairly large vehicle makes it very maneuverable, surprisingly maneuverable, compared to what you're going to have with a lot of other models out there on the road. How about our tire and wheel setup? 275 on our tread width. There's a lot of tread on the ground, 50 series sidewall, and these are 24-inch wheels. A bit of a unique look. Not only does it have a unique look by design, but it's purposefully built to help with aerodynamics. That's the name of the game with an EV, to keep that charge capacity up. We're going to have adaptive air ride suspension, magnetic ride control. That's going to help out with stability and obviously comfort. Now, one thing that's very interesting here is that you don't see the turn signal indicators built into the side view mirrors. And you might wonder, why is that? Well, you probably already saw it. You actually have them built in right here instead. Kind of an interesting thing. Do you think you should have both? Well, we're going to have a full functionality here with our side view mirrors. They're heated, they're power folding, they're power adjustable. All of that is going to be here. And to open the door, it's very simple. There's actually a pad on the inside. You just push on that, makes it very simple. Now, this model doesn't have the soft closed doors, but that is an available feature. We'll also find the fixed in place assist steps right here. So that works out. In my opinion, if you're going to have an EV, probably better to have these than the power assist steps that automatically come out and go back under the vehicle, depending on if the doors are open or closed. That way you're saving on your charge capacity. And the overall design as we work our way here to the rear, looking very different, very aggressive, but I like what we have. In my opinion, yes, I think these are things we should see on other models. That same look that we saw with the headlights will make its way back here to the taillights. Everything is full LED, and we'll also find that you have the power tailgate, very easy to deal with. A couple of different ways that you can open that, but just to show you what's going on with all of that. We're going to have our LED lighting here in the rear, makes things nice and easy to see. It's nice and bright, and you're going to have all of your controls and switches over here for lowering and raising your power seats. If you need to use a power outlet, you're going to have that right there. That's going to make things a lot more simplified. And there are several ways to gain access to the e-trunk, including the button right here that we can hold down. That's going to automatically open for us. As you can see, it does take a second to do that, but just so you can see what's going on where that is concerned. Again, we're going to have some cargo lighting in here in case you need that. That's going to help out, obviously. And then we're also going to have another power outlet right there. And how about those numbers that I know you're looking for? 750 horsepower, 785 pounds-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in a surprising little under 5 seconds. And your towing capacity is up to 8,000 pounds. And if you're curious to see the remote, there is how it's going to look. You can see the Cadillac logo there on the rear. You can have remote start right here, and you can open and close your front trunk right here if you want to. Very easy to deal with. The same with your power tailgate back there. I'm going to let that close just to let you see how that goes. On a DC fast charger, you can gain up to 100 miles of driving distance in about 10 minutes. your charge port is going to be located here on the driver's side. You'll just push on that to open that right up. You have about 450 miles of driving distance on a single charge. There's where you're going to plug in your DC fast charger, and then to close that, all you have to do is push the button right there. All right, let's talk about our cargo area a little bit more. We're going to be able to lower our seats. We'll lower the middle seats first right here to make the rear seats a little bit easier to drop down. I'm going to hold those buttons down so they go all the way down. As you can see, we'll push these areas down right here. 119.2 cubic feet of total cargo capacity. We're gonna have a little bit of space underneath the floor. You can store your charging cable and things like that under here. And you'll also see the panoramic sunroof. Now, one thing that makes this one different is the fact that it is one affixed piece of glass. It doesn't actually open. And coming back to these switches right here, one thing that is going to be different between the middle seats and the back seats is the fact that those middle seats have to be raised up manually. You will have to hold the buttons down right here to get these rear seats to come up, but you can see they come up very quickly. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. Besides your typical high-end materials, everything is very comfortable, and I love these large armrests. Plenty of space for everybody, and the door bins are nice and large as well. Plenty of room here as far as the middle seats go and the rear seats. These middle seats do slide back and forth. That's done via the lever right here. To gain access to the third row, you'll see that it says ×2 right here. So we're going to do that one time. The second time, we'll bring that up and get it right out of the way. Makes it very easy to just hop right back here. I like that. Plenty of room, plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room. And we'll find the cup holders right here. We're going to also find the air conditioning vents in the roof area, which I always like that. Much easier to quickly cool down or warm up for your passengers as far as that goes. A little bit of plastic that hasn't been taken off of that light in case you were wondering what that was. You'll also find a USB port. That's going to be on both sides right there. And then when it comes to gaining or getting out of the third row, your passengers can use the button right here to do that. And I'll demonstrate that, but before I do, I did want to show you one thing. If the battery dies for some reason, there is a manual release as well. But it's just like the release on the side that I showed you. So we're going to push that one time, and then we're going to push that a second time and get the seat up and out of the way. But you do have a nice wide pass-through that can be used to come back here or exit as well. And you'll find the command center on the rear of the center console for the air conditioning. There are actually 5 zones of climate here, 4 zones of controllability. So you'll have 2 in the front, 2 in the rear, but you also have that 5th zone back in the third row. And you can see everything that is going to be here. Heated seats for your middle seat passengers. Turn that off, multiple stages there. As you can see, pretty easy to figure out as far as that goes. And then you can see the second and third row right there. There's our 5th zone, in case you were curious about that. Yes, there are truly 5 zones of climate control within the interior. Nice design here with the back seat. And if you're wondering about this area right here, that's actually meant if the seat's far enough back, it still gives the passengers some leg room in this area. That may not be the most comfortable thing if they're claustrophobic, but it is there. Also, we're going to have the rear seat pockets as well. And there is a lot of horsepower here, so we have the oh crap handles. If anybody needs to grab onto those, there is one at every door, although I find it a little strange to have one at the driver's side door. And connectivity down here on the lower portion of the back of the center console in the way of a couple of USB options and a power outlet. And how about that important question of the sticker price? $130,900. Let's see what else you get for the price. Seat memory on the driver and passenger sides, fully adjustable seats, everything you want there, heated, ventilated, it's all here. A lot of space, that's for sure. No shortage of space. Now, everybody has a screen. You can see over there on the passenger side, there's a screen over there. You can see some of the icons that are there. This is 55 inches worth of screen. We're going to get back to talking a little bit more about that in detail shortly, but just to show you what's going on over here. And one thing I wanted to show you as well is the fact that you can fold these mirrors in. There's the button for doing that right down there. And then obviously everything for your power windows and power mirror adjustments, all of that is going to be here. You also have a power adjustable steering wheel. There's going to be a control right here for that. And here are your steering wheel mounted controls. Pretty simple to deal with, pretty simple to figure out. And your shifter is right here. So for those of you who maybe don't like a push button shifter, you're going to have the conventional style here. That's a good thing. And your control right here for your turn signals and your front and rear window wipers. So that's going to be very useful, very convenient. The driver's display, I like the look. It's very modern. There is a lot of screen here, but I think it works. Be curious to know what it's like after dark. Now, as far as the center screen goes, there's a lot going on here. Depending on what you need to do, you do have Google Assistant right here, so you can use that. I'm not going to demonstrate that right now just because we don't want to set off any devices in your homes. When we go into charging, you can see some of the different features and functionality here as far as that goes. You can charge now, you can charge later. You can set up schedules. All that good stuff is here. It's so simple to deal with. You can set up your notifications, fast charging, prep, all of that. The hunt and peck method will definitely do you really well where this model is concerned. Now, I won't be able to show you everything that's here, but you do have Google Maps built in. That makes things so much easier, so much more simplified. A lot of you ask about that. And you can pair your smartphone here. Obviously, that works just as well. There's the Google Play Store as well. And just to show you a few of the other things that are here, you can go in here for your phone settings and all of that good stuff. But it's actually a very simplistic and easy to use system. A lot going on, that's for sure. But again, not overly complicated. Now, one thing you might notice right here, it says off. This is how you turn the vehicle off. So you can hit off or you can cancel that. We're going to do that right now. You can also see that your vehicle will remain on for 60 minutes. Make sure your battery has sufficient charge. That's very interesting, something you don't see on a lot of vehicles. And we're going to go right here because a lot of camera views that I want to show you on and around the Escalade. You can see everything from above, as you can see right here. We have our overhead view. We can go right there. A couple of different views where that is concerned. We can go down to our side view mirrors. So much going on. If you need to hitch up to a trailer, there you go. You can do that. Now, here's something that's also helpful to see. A couple of different views right there. When you go into reverse, obviously, your backup camera will come on, and you can see that right there. Pretty simple to deal with. That's nothing that's a big surprise to anybody. But one thing that might be interesting here is what we have right here. On the lower screen, we're going to have two different screens, obviously. Well, actually more than two. But we have our upper screen that's 55 inches, and then this lower screen right here that allows you to do quite a bit. Quite a few different things going on. You can go right here to park. You can see some of the features that you have right there. You can go to your controls right there. And as far as your safety goes, drive, all of that different stuff, you can see what's here. And one thing that I want to make sure, first of all, you'll notice right here you have one pedal driving. And if you're wondering, what exactly is that? The Escalade IQ will actually use your braking to help keep the battery charged, basically using kinetic energy to do that. It does take some getting used to. It can bring the vehicle to a complete stop when that's on. When you take your foot off the gas pedal, it automatically starts to slow down, and it can be normal or it can be high, as you can see right there. If I was driving right now, I would definitely leave it set to off because that is personally my favorite setting. I don't like that. Now, you'll notice that auto high beams is on right there, and you might say, well, how do you turn the headlights on? Right here, see that icon? We're going to select that, and that will allow us to come in. We can go off, auto, or you can turn everything on right here if you want to, depending on what you want to do. That's pretty easy to figure out. But you might wonder where that is. There's your lane keeping assist. You can go to your cameras. Some of this is pretty simple. You can see what it is just by the icon. You do have your heated and ventilated seats here for the driver and passenger, fully adjustable. And you also have the heated steering wheel right there. You can also go to your second row settings if you need to do that to turn on the heated seats back there. The hunt and peck method, like I say, works really, really well. And we also have a few different things right here we can also do. We can, depending on who you are, you might not want to touch your screen and get fingerprints all over that screen right there? Well, you can use this dial right here. To do that, you can see that I can go in, I can select, all I have to do is push down on that, and then we go into the Google Play Store. We can go back if we need to. If you just play with everything here, it's pretty easy to figure out what's going on. And we can do that again to go right here, back into this area. And then if I just want to go home, I'll push right there. That's going to take us home. There's the control for your radio, the volume, all that good stuff is there. You also have 2 wireless charging pads. I like to see that in more vehicles, but good on Cadillac for doing that. Cup holders right here. I like the ornate design around the cup holders. That really looks nice. You also have the ability to increase your space a little bit there if you need to. Maybe a coffee cup handle, something like that will do the job to help with that. And some USB connectivity down there, as you can see. Plenty of room within the center console. And here is our upper console. In case you're curious to see what is here, I'll show you some of the buttons and some of the controls. And you might notice that I haven't shown you how to open the glove box because there is no release right there. It's actually on the screen. It's this icon right here. I'm going to push that and the glove box comes open. Plenty of room in there, nothing out of the ordinary. Something else I wanted to tell you about, and that's likely the best I can do because it's so bright here in the showroom at the dealership, but you also have ambient lighting and you can see what's going on here. Quite a bit of ambient lighting. Depending on what you want to do, you have several different settings where all of that is set or concerned, and you can see how you can customize everything. Pretty easy to deal with. You can go in and change your brightness as far as that goes. You have multiple styles, which we'll go back and select that right there. So different styles depending on what you want to do. You can change the style. You can go in with accent lighting, glow, whatever it is you want to do, even change your colors. So there's a lot of customization built in here as far as your Escalade IQ goes. It gives you the date in case you forget that it's Friday, January 24th. Time, 69 degrees up there. I like that because it's been so cold outside, at least for us. I know for some of you saying starting out in the low 20s in the mornings is nothing. That's not even your high. I understand, but that's not something we have to deal with. So one of the things I really wanted to get your feedback on is especially what we have with our 55 inches worth of pillar-to-pillar screen. Do you think all Escalades should have that and other features that are here? Now, I will admit that I'm not a big fan of not having physical controls for the air conditioning. What are your thoughts where that is concerned? By the way, you do have a nice large pass-through right here, quite a bit of space, and overall, a very well done vehicle. I think Cadillac did a great job here, but what are your thoughts? Do you think that the other version, the gasoline version basically, of the Escalade should have some of these very same features that you can get here with the IQ, except it won't be an EV for those of you who may not want an EV? I'm curious to receive your feedback, which, by the way, we do have the rear view camera mirror as well. So much here, I just can't cover it all. But tell me what your thoughts are down in the comments section. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Or Cadillac for loaning me this Escalade IQ for the day so I could tell you all about it. I also want to thank all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see that. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.